What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 270. Happy Hump Day. It's Kyle and Ben, and we are the Dadbod Golf Pod. I got my Greg Norman polo on right now, and we're ready.
Supporting LIV Golf. I love it.
Supporting the Shark. No, we're ready.
Man, you still have one of those in your closet?
Yeah, it was a promotional shirt. I just found I thought it'd be funny to wear it, so
I think that's fantastic. I don't know the last time I had a Norman shirt.
It's actually pretty solid.
I got a pair of Norman shorts that I friggin' love.
Yeah. I think I got a pair of black ones.
And a pair of Norman pants that I can't fit in because I'm too fat, but whatever.
There you go. Well, speaking of, you want to have fat stacks. You want to get some fat stacks. You need to go on Bet Online, the number one sports betting website in the country. It's March Madness. Conference tournaments are underway, and some of them are wrapped up already. Yeah. Use your coupon code BLEAV, get a 50% bonus, and get ready for the madness. It starts next week, guys. Like, the tournament starts next week. So next weekend, actually. So get ready. Get your account set up, and let's have some fun. Let's ride. Who are we gonna pick? You're gonna pick you an 8 seed to make the Final Four. Like that's going to pay. I'm sure that's going to pay out crazy. I mean, you could do all kind of fun stuff. Happened last year, I believe. So anyway, go check them out. Bet Online is where the game starts. Benjamin.
Yes.
Definitely one of the top 5 tournaments in golf. Some would probably argue it's probably better than the PGA Championship. Is the Players Championship. It's the one that the players feel is the most is one of the best fields because it's all based off world ranking and it's their tournament. So that is this weekend at TPC Sawgrass. One person that notably will be missing from the field just so happens to be the person who won it the last time they played this tournament, Cam Smith. So Cam Smith banned. It's not breaking news, but there's some funny stuff that came out about it. Cam Smith's banned from playing TPC Sawgrass. What's like, I guess initial thoughts, like it's not surprising, but what do you think about it?
I think number one thing that came out was the tournament itself said we're a little disappointed that we don't have him since he's a past champion in the field this year. We really like him. He lives here, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, but you took his parking space down. Like
immediately.
He plays there, not just during the tournament. They took his space down immediately when he joined LIV and have not put anything back up. So he's got to park with the rest of us plebes out there in the parking lot and all the tourists that go down there to play it when that's quote unquote kind of his home course.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of trashy. So I don't like that. I do like the fact that he has referenced that he may go attend the tournament and walk around.
There's no way that happens.
A drunk Cam Smith with a mullet walking around in the crowd is absolutely phenomenal. And
I think just Cam Smith, if Cam Smith sober went, I don't think he will, but if Cam Smith sober went, because he won't say anything, but everyone will feel him. You know what I mean? Like they'll feel him there.
Yes.
So if he were to just follow Rory around, would be absolutely hilarious because he stroked Rory the last time, they played together at the Open. So I don't think he'll do it. I don't know if I would do it. I'm the kind of guy like I don't like this is just an example. I'm not very confrontational. So like if I go to Tuscaloosa, this is an Auburn, Alabama thing. If I go to Tuscaloosa, unless it's an Auburn game, I'm not probably ever going to wear Auburn stuff. Or if I go to Athens or what, I'm not going to wear Auburn. Like I don't do a lot of in your face type stuff. That's just not me.
You're not the random Auburn guy that shows up in an Alabama event with an Auburn t-shirt like those other guys do.
I'm not going to go sit in the student section of an. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah.
So I could never do it. And Cam Smith does not seem like that guy either. But
but I'm not that guy either. Like I wouldn't do that for,
Ben, you're that guy. Ben, you're that guy.
I'm the guy though. It's not the confrontation. I love the awkwardness. I love the chaos.
That's what you like.
I love to throw the grenade in the room and watch people just scatter and see what goes on.
This is right up your alley.
So I would, if I'm buddies with him, I'm 100% trying to touch. Like if this is you, if you're Cam Smith and you and I are buds, I am wearing your ass out every day going, what time are we getting there? Do I need to bring
you would pay to play in the Pro-Am. Yeah, that's what you would do.
I would run a credit card to pay $10,000 to play in the Pro-Am.
Who cares? Like you're Cam Smith, you just got paid $100 million.
Yes.
Like you will pay to play in the Pro-Am.
Yes.
That's what you would do.
And I would pay top dollar to be paired with one of the top players.
Oh,
there's no chance.
Right. Tell me the amount. I'll write the check.
I don't want. I don't want one of these guys that was in the tournament before that the Honda Classic, the only name we knew on the leaderboard was Zach Johnson. I don't want that. I want Rory. I want JT. I'm paying a lot of money if I'm Cam Smith to play in the Pro-Am and be right there with him.
There you go. It would be
trash the entire time.
I know. I kind of wish he was that guy, but I just like real talk. If you had to make a bet right now, do you think he goes? Well, what would you bet? Yes or no? If you had your money on it.
I would bet yes, and the reason being is because he's the one that brought this up.
I thought they asked him. I thought they
crossed his mind. No, he volunteered the information. He said, I may go anyway.
Well,
he said, I'm disappointed I can't be there, but I may go anyway and just walk amongst the crowd. That was his quote unquote statement.
There's no way. If I had to bet, I would say
his idea. This wasn't somebody else's idea.
That's good TV though. He's got a good PR guy.
That's fantastic TV. And here's the thing: does he wear his team uniform from LIV with the LIV logo?
Oh, please! That would be epic. Just LIV everything.
At least his team colors. You know what I mean? So
or just a big LIV golf hat, like anything. Oh man, that would be spectacular.
He literally lives, from what they've said, like a couple of miles from the course. Like he's in that.
Yeah, vicinity.
He's in that vicinity, and that's where when his family finally was able to come over from COVID, like that's where they ate dinner just about every night was at the club there. So that's why it still pisses me off they took his parking sign down. It's like PGA Tour's told him he can't play. You can at least leave his sign up so when he goes to play random rounds of golf with people that he's got a parking space as being a past champion. You can't take.
Can you be a member?
You can't take the past champion title away from him, regardless of who he plays for.
It's like in football when they say you're going to vacate wins.
Or like when that's
what you're going to do? Okay, yeah, take them all.
Reggie Bush, they were like, he's got to send the Heisman back. I'm like, he'll send the copy back. He ain't sending he kept that. That's sitting in his trophy case at home.
Well, I'm just saying, if your punishments, if they're like, you're gonna have every championship vacated over the last decade. You'd be like, is that all we're getting? Okay, vacate it. Yeah, vacate it. We're not taking the banner down, but go ahead, vacate it. Change the Wikipedia, whatever.
Yeah,
don't care.
I get to keep my job. I still make lots of money. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'll vacate everything. Whatever. Man,
say whatever you want to say.
I'm starting out 0-155 right now. That's fine.
Who cares? I do not care. No, but so you got the players this weekend. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they moved it to March a couple of years ago, so the course is always pristine. If the weather can cooperate, was last year the really bad weather day? Bad weather, or was it 2 years ago? It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. COVID year messed me up 2020, so I'm not real sure.
Let's see. The Players Championship scoreboard. We'll be able to tell pretty quick.
I will tell this. I told Kyle while you're looking at that. I sent Kyle a thing. There was a post on golf.com, and they had 95 amateurs play the 17th. Actually play around the golf that day. And I told Kyle, I sent Kyle a text and I said, every time I feel really bad about my game, I watch one of these videos where they basically show 65 to 70 shots of these amateurs. And I'm just so disgusted that these people paid $750, $800 to play that course when they're that bad. I just don't know that I would ever do that if I was that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked off. Like it's 100. It was playing 130 that day. No wind, even though they played in like January, February, because they put the date down there at the bottom. There was no wind. And I mean, there were guys hitting 5 and 6 balls in the water.
So let me ask you this. You go to a course like that, at what point does the score become it's not very fun for you?
This could happen early in the round for me. I mean, if I start out like double, 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 I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm not having fun anymore.
And you just wasted $500.
Yeah, and I just wasted $700. You know, and I know people, they're like, yeah, but you got to appreciate the history and the scenery. No, I'm telling you, like when we played, I will say this: the last day at Pinehurst, because we played number 2 twice, and when we played it that Sunday, my body was so shut down and worn out. I was miserable on the back 9. I did not want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
Like guys that were still reading putts and taking their time, I was like, let's effing go. Like I am so ready to just walk this out. Let's get it done. So yeah, I get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that point. If I see that I'm going to be like 90 plus, I'm just kind of the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not having a good time. Not hitting good shots, not making putts, I'm sculling balls over the green. I'm done. I'm just done.
Yeah.
So I guess 90? I guess 90 when that number creeps in. I mean, if we're playing, you know, one course that we played, like down at Streamstone, they wanted to play the tips. So I was going to be okay with 90 because, I mean, I'm hitting driver into friggin' par 4s. So those all of a sudden became par 5s to me. So I didn't really, you know, the caddies down there were keeping the score, but I didn't really care on that. I had a good time. I hit the ball well. It's too long at something like that. So then I'm miserable. But yeah, if I'm playing from tips like you and I usually play for, or tees that you and I usually play from, I'm expecting to shoot sub 90, regardless of what course it is.
I think if you're tracking to not break 90, it's like you kind of feel like the whole thing's a waste. You know what I mean? Like when we played Shoal, I started off terrible, and then I went on a pretty good little run, and then I birdied 18 to shoot like 84 or 85 or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I had a great experience. I had some good looks at birdie. I birdied the last hole. I think having a birdie is a big.
That's a huge thing.
You can go far. You can go high if you make at least one birdie. It makes it all kind of worth it. I think.
I shoot 90 plus, and I got a birdie or 2 birdies on the card. I'm feeling a little bit better about it.
Yeah,
because I knew I played those holes well. But this is nothing compared to, TPC at Sawgrass. But back in December, I told you when I played out at Saug with my buddy Bobby, and I started out double on 1, double on 2, double on 3, and double on 4. I was done. I was into the vodka and lemonade by the time the cart girl came around.
Yeah.
My day was shot. And the bad part is I think I shot one over on the back.
Yeah.
But at that point, I did not care. And he was the one driving and keeping score, because I was at that point when I had 4 doubles in a row, I was like, F this game. I'm not.
That's why I feel like if I don't feel like I can break 90, I probably will pass an invitation to go play somewhere nice, I think. Unless it's like Augusta or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I probably would pass up an invitation if I'm just not where I feel like I can go out there and break 90. You know what I mean?
I will say, even when I was a better golfer and playing better golf, one of the most miserable days I had was we played Ross Bridge and played from the tips at that
8,000 yards.
At that 8,000 yards. And that was reversed.
It's a lot of downhill.
I was doing so well on the front, because the front is a lot of downhill. So I was doing so well on the front.
You got to come back up that hill eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, on the back, I had to have at least 6 or 7 doubles out of 9 holes. Like, it was ridiculous. I was miserable. So that was, and that was one of those things where I told my buddies, I was like, never again. I'm not playing from tips in this place again. Like, it was awful. And I mean, it's 8,000 yards.
Yeah. I don't want any part of that. I played a 700-yard par 5 one time, and I was like, this is the stupidest. Like, why would you ever do this? Like, I hit a bomb and I'm 400 yards out. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I
told you, they got one of those. That's the one. If you look it up, I forgot which course it's on. They got that at Streamsong. And like when we got on thanks for the caddy for being uplifting. I've told this story numerous times where we get on the tee and the caddy's like, bogey's your friend here. I'm like, on a freaking par 5?
Yeah.
It was like 750-yard par 5. So I mean, I hit driver, hybrid, and still came up short of the green.
Yeah. Then you got to get up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you what.
Though.
Let me tell you something though, that's way better than a 700-yard par 5. That's Primo Golf Apparel.
Yes,
it's really more like a 475-yard par 5. Like you can get there in 2. You know what I mean? It's that good. Check them out. They got the joggers, they got shorts. It's heating up a little bit. They got awesome shorts. They feel great. They got 3 different inseam lengths you can choose from. The same amount of colors as the joggers. They got polos, they got blade collar polos, they have pullovers, literally everything you can ever imagine. They have it. Look good, feel good, play good. Use coupon code DADPOD15, DADPOD 15, take 15% off literally any order that you can possibly ever dream up. Any outfit. Belts. I didn't even think about the belts. They got awesome belts, and they're cheap. You know, the stuff, the belts that you get at like a similar belt you get from Peter Millar, you're going to pay like over $100. These are like under 50, I think. So, and you can save with the coupon code. So check them out, save big, look good. And then, you know, hopefully you end up playing good. So, Primo Golf Apparel, check them out. All right, moving on from TPC Sawgrass. We're excited about it regardless.
Oh yeah. It's one of my favorite tournaments. I mean, it's
great field. It's going to be awesome.
2 or 3 of the, at 16, 17, 18, some of my favorite holes to finish on. I mean, you could have.
I'll just go ahead and say it. It's my second favorite tournament. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I like it better than the U.S. Open because typically I don't have a connection with the course they're playing at unless it's Pebble Beach. Then I'm going to say the U.S. Open, and it's for damn sure better than the PGA Championship, pretty much wherever it's played. And then, you know, the Open, we don't see a whole lot of those courses. So I guess St. Andrews. If it's St. Andrews, then I'll say it's behind St. Andrews. But other than that, I'm pretty much going to go with the Players. So yeah. Funny thing happened. We took a couple of days off, spring break, and then, you know, scheduling stuff. So in the meantime, while we were off, it comes out that the PGA Tour next year, so they did the elevated events this year, where it's like just a crap load of money. Kitayama, what's his name? Kurt Kitayama. He just won $3.6 million. That was Arnold Palmer's complete career earnings on the course. $3.6 million. He won it in one tournament. So they elevated the events, the paycheck wise. So paychecks are crazy. But that was pretty much it. They picked a few events next year.
However, hold on before you keep going. They did do the adjustment for inflation and time and all that kind of stuff. Arnold Palmer technically, in today's terms, would be $1 billion golfer.
On course.
Yes.
No.
No, it must not be on course. It must have had to do everything with it.
It's everything. Yeah, this is just literally your paychecks that you win on.
Yeah, but still, the only other one that's happened to is Tiger. He's the only other $1 billion golfer.
I don't even think Tiger's won $1 billion on course.
No, it's endorsement stuff too to go along with it.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, anyway, so last year they elevated the pay, or this year they elevated the paychecks, but that was it. Next year, they've decided they're going to do the elevated events. They're still going to be high paychecks, but there's going to be no cut. Okay.
And a limited field.
And limited field. So essentially 75 golfers all duking it out. Everybody gets paid. So what does that sound like?
Man,
what a great idea.
I've
never heard of this before.
It's funny because people like Rory has even come out. I can't believe Jay Monahan let him release the statement where he said definitely the LIV Tour has influenced it's and gonna make a lot of players that are very good at this job make more money. And so that's the argument. The rich get richer. Only the invited select few are going to be playing in those elevated no-cut events. James Hahn has caught a bunch of flack, which he didn't do himself any favors. They had a players-only meeting at the Players Championship. Hahn's in the field. He came out earlier this week, and he said, this is BS. The fact that they're doing this, I mean, this is, and basically he kind of threw the PGA Tour in a bus. He said, these are the emails and letters that we were getting. It was like, we're not going to do that here. And he said, and then they're doing it all because of LIV. And as a matter of fact, it's pissed some of the players off where they're looking at possibly going to LIV. And Even though Norman says they're not taking anymore, he may change his mind when he can put 75 players out there instead of 45.
Yeah, whenever he gets a few, he'll get a few emails. May make him change his mind. I don't know what side of the fence. I don't know what side of the fence I'm going to be. I can be on and be consistent. So, in general, I like it. I like it's different. It's the no cut. The stars are going to be there, and you're going to get to see basically every shot of everybody the whole event, like all 4 days. So on the surface, I like it. That's why I like LIV. That's why I like LIV. But where I hate it is I get so tired of using the word hypocrisy, but the hypocrisy about it is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. That we're now essentially, we are just carbon copying what we admonished for a full golf season, and I can't believe they're doing this.
I can't either.
When is there going to be a win? When will the PGA get a win out of this thing?
How does the PGA Tour not be more proactive instead of reactive? They're doing everything. LIV does something like one anonymous player said, "What's next? Teams?" Seriously, like the players are not. They're not stupid. They realize this is the direction they're going. And
if they do a shotgun at any point in time, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. You can't, whatever you do, PGA Tour, listen, whatever you do, copy everything. I don't care. Copy the teams. I love the teams. Copy the small field, whatever. Please, God, do not copy the shotgun start. I can't stand the shotgun start. I can't keep up with anything. It's awful. So
also dating back to what Nate has said on this program, you and I have talked about on this program, guests that we've had on this program, we want more match play. And Monahan comes out there and says, we're having less match play. I'm like, you're totally getting away from everything that us fans want to see.
They are doing a mixed event, though.
They are doing a mixed event, yes.
I don't think it's going to be a part of this. It's like that postseason, though, isn't it? Like,
they're not going to get like points or anything because you can't. There's no way to do it. You're having to depend on somebody from a completely different league to help you out. So,
it's like another The Match thing, but just a whole tournament.
And Monahan he can't get a win, and he looks dumber and dumber.
It's awful
every week that goes out. Like, they haven't done anything where it's like, look at what the PGA Tour is doing that everybody's copying. And here's the one thing that's really going to piss me off, Kyle. They're going to get to these no-cut events. They're going to have 75 people or 76 guys in the field, 72, whatever they said it was. It's going to be an even number, but they're going to have an even number of players in the field, and they're still not going to start coverage till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we won't be able to see shit until 1 o'clock. And I'm going to be really mad at that. Like, if there's no cut, then we need to be having 9 a.m. golf.
Yeah, but they can do the app thing, and you can see it. I'm not going to knock on it because you'll be able to see every shot of everybody if you want to. Like that, they'll be able, especially though on it's on the ESPN app now doing the pregame stuff. Like you'll be able to see every shot of everybody, which I think that's actually really, really cool because you just miss so much those first 2 days. It's just like random, like stuff going all over the place. This will be a little bit more of a good storyline to follow, I guess. So I ain't gonna knock it because I'm excited about that. But
I'm excited about it. I just want to make sure that's what they're gonna do, and they're still gonna continue to do that.
It's just like, at what point in time? I'm really like, I'm not trying to be I'm trying to be unbiased. I'm like really trying to think of a win. Like, what is a big win that the PGA Tour has had this whole time? The only thing I can think of is whenever, like, there was big time rumors that like Morikawa, Victor Hovland, there was a couple of big guys that if they go, it could have broken the PGA Tour, and they didn't go. So like that, guys thinking about going that didn't end up going, those are wins. But like, it's just far as PR and like has there been a win yet?
No, and the biggest PR nightmare is the whole money situation, the elevated events and giving them more money, because that was the whole thing when guys went to LIV. They're just going for the money. Well, you're just elevating events for the money.
For the money. Now we're just doing things for the money. Oh, it's just limited fields. There's no incentive, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's do 7 of them. Let's just do 7 of them this year.
And like James Hahn, he made a good point. The money is great. Don't get me wrong. But James Hahn, Will Zalatoris has said the same thing, where he said, the guys like Rory, I mean, if they've got 45 million in career earnings, now they may have 50. Like, that's not life-changing. That's just you just have a different account now that you're going to be keeping money in, which is fine. Like Zalatoris said, I'm not taking anything away from that. Like, get your money while you can. That's fine. But if it's just going to be the top players invited, because like Hahn said, you could be a guy that wins $3 million and lose your tour card.
Yeah.
And just because you may place well on a couple of elevated events that you're involved in because you got a sponsor's exemption, or you made a cut that qualified you, and then you get a decent paycheck, and then you don't keep your card the next year.
Is there a pretty clear cut, like, how you become part of that top, 75 people? Is there like
not that I know of. If they've come out with it, I haven't seen it.
I mean, should it not just be like FedEx Cup points or world ranking?
That's what I would think. Make it the easiest thing. It'd be, I don't know. I still don't know if I do official world golf ranking, since John Rahm is 100 under thus far all the tournaments he's played, and he's still not up there at the top. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm like you. It's got to be like FedEx Cup points. Something. It's got to be based on something like that. I mean, how do you keep a guy out that's, number 60 in FedEx?
And what do you do about a guy like Rory who plays like no pre-season events?
Yeah, but he still has. I guess they're going to have to move some of these elevated events towards the back, because he's still up. Like, he's placed high enough. He's still in the top 75 in FedEx Cup easily. So that's not an issue.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, like, when the season goes from January to January, or January to December, and he doesn't ever really play until like Riviera, or like, I don't even know. I mean, I think he played at Riviera, the early part of the year. Like, if that's some of the elevated events, what do you do? I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff out there. We'll look into that.
But Hahn also brought up, he was saying, with that schedule, that was the thing, is you heard a lot of LIV players.
Max pissed me off.
Some of them were up about the money, but Hahn was saying you got some of the LIV players that said, they're older in their career, and that's the one reason they went. They play less tournaments, and Monahan was like, we're not going to do this here. Well, now you've got to play in those elevated events, because they also double like your FedEx Cup points wherever you place. So they got to play in order to move up and have a chance to win.
Max made me a little bit aggravated, because I get he's been chirpy on Twitter about LIV and like kind of joking, and I respect that. You make some sly digs or whatever here and there at LIV. That's great. That's fine. Whatever. I get it. He's not being the poster child like of the PGA Tour. He's just kind of having fun and whatever.
He's not being Brando Chambly. That's all anti-LIV, like everything.
Max, there is no defense of this. So like, there is no defense of this without saying we're copying LIV. That, like, you can't. And he spent like he's like, oh, I could go on. How long do I have?
He said I could go on a big 10-minute rant.
He went on for 4 minutes, essentially, like, kind of backtracking everything that he said he didn't like to begin with. I mean, it was I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's why everybody likes you. Like, make fun of it. Like, that's why, like, you're known for making fun of people's golf swings. Like, make fun of the PGA Tour for like come up with something clever, not like act like you were on this train the whole time. Like, come on, man. That bothered me,
because even Rory and JT have done that. They've come out and said, "Look, I'd be lying if I didn't say that this is
copy. It's straight up copy."
I mean, they didn't say copy. They're using words like "this has affected us," and this, they're using good PR words to keep them from sounding like, "Yep, we're copying them." This is, we're coming around, we're evolving. They're using stuff like that. And so it's like, you're copying LIV. That's what you're doing.
Just say it. Just say that's what we're doing. All right. Want to give a quick shout out to Blue Tees rangefinders.
Heck yeah.
Those, I mean, if you have recently bought a rangefinder and you spent more than $400, then you're dumb. If I'm just going to go ahead and say it, you're dumb.
Yep.
Blue tees, you can save a ton of money just on the cost of the rangefinder in general. And then you take another 10% off with coupon code DADBOD. You're going to get all the features that you would get from that one that you overspent on, and you save big. And they got all kind of stuff that you can pair with it, like Bluetooth speakers. They got divot tools. They have all kinds of stuff going on, and they're running specials all the time as well. Like I think right now they have something called let me pull it up. It's like the player bundle, or I'll tell you in just one second. It's I can't find it. Anyway,
what are you doing?
The player pack. The player pack. It's a Bluetooth speaker. Listen to this. It's a Bluetooth speaker, a divot tool, the rangefinder, and the clip for the speaker to be able to, do whatever. It's called a mag hub. And then you get 3 batteries in the pack for $299. Like, are you kidding me? You get the Series 3 Max, which is their top of the line rangefinder, a Bluetooth speaker. I'm about to buy one of these right now, and then resell it. No, Series 3 Max, the player speaker, divot tool, and the mag hub for $299. And then I'm sure you could take another 10% off with coupon code DADBOD. Like, get that. Your time's running out. You got to the end of the, honestly, when you're listening to this, the discount may actually be expired. But anyway, regardless, they got a ton of stuff all the time. You can bundle stuff like this all the time and save big. So anyway, check them out. Blue Tees Golf at blueteesgolf.com. Save big. It's where rangefinders start. All right. What a disaster when you read about a discount that expires while when you listen to this, it's been expired. So that's marketing 101.
Congratulations. Yeah.
You can still save a ton of money using Blue Tees. Anyway, Ben, there was something that you wanted to talk about, so I'm going to give you the floor.
Well, that was this past weekend. We talked about Kenny Ame won $3.6 million. Turns out he won the tournament with Bryson's old caddy on his bag. And I was like, well, how did this come about? Like, what caused this? So I started doing a little digging. Well, it turns out he fired his caddy of 4 years just a few weeks ago. And the reason behind his firing is when they played at the AT&T. He fired him after the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. So what was that? 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that?
Yeah.
He fired him after that, and it was because he said we had a couple of issues where he misclubbed me. Now, I get that. I mean, that's a caddy's job. Club their player. No, hey, you can talk you into something. You've done it with me or you've asked me before where, we'll say it's 65, but I mean, I know how you hit that ball. You're going to hit it high. So you're going to I need you to club up. It's going to play 75, club up. And
yeah,
so if that were the case, that's fine. But when they explain the situation, he said he gave me a number, and I think it was like 69 or 79, 170, 69 or 79 yards. And he said he flew the green. So then he said, I was totally furious after that. And then it got worse throughout the round because it happened a couple of more times. Now, my take on that is, because you've heard other players say it, at the end of the day, you're hitting the ball.
Okay. Like
the caddies, yes, I know that's his job to help with that and help with clubbing. But when you ask for the front number and he tells you 69 and you got it right there on your pin sheet where it says that the green is 22 yards deep and you see that the pin is in the back, so you're going to add 17 yards, to that number. What you hit. So don't tell me he clubbed me and I flew the green twice when actually you're pulling the club. Like, I watched him this weekend. He's pulling the clubs out of the bag himself. After he gets the number, he's pulling his own club. It's like,
sure.
I think there was something else going on. Maybe that's because he said they're still friends. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But I hate when players say that when he misclubbed me. No, he gave you a number. Now, if he gave you the wrong number, that's on him.
Okay. So 2 things. Number one, This is what happens when you see a shiny new toy, but you're trying to you don't want to make yourself look bad. So you come up with a reason of why you were probably going to break up with this guy anyway and go to the new one. So that's kind of what this sounds like. But here's number 2. Okay. To me, there's like different levels of caddying. Okay. There's number 1, there's just like keep up, show up on time, and shut up. You know what I mean? Like there's that kind of caddy. Then there's the, hey, I won't give me a yardage. Like, hey, don't tell me, talk about my clubs. Just, I need to know, hey, what is it to that bunker? What is it to the front from here? Give me a yardage to the pin. Okay. And then there's the guys that are like, what do you like here? You know what I mean? I like your 7. I like you to hit a little cut 7 off that tree right there. I've walked this off. I think it's going to land right here. I think it's going to be perfect. And then the guy's like, all right, cut 7, boom. And then I hit it. And I depend on that. So is Gideon, is he that kind of player? Is it that kind of relationship?
The excuse he was given was a yardage player, not a, I like the 7 here. I like the 6 here. It was, this is the number. Sounded like, but then he used the word misclub. Maybe he meant to use, he gave me the wrong yardage. I don't know. I don't know that a guy.
What if his dude's just like on meth and he just doesn't know with the yard?
I will say, if you've seen the picture of him, he does look a little high. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's about 180 yards.
I mean, I'm a number guy because
I'm sure.
Because I'm a field player. So when we play places that have caddies, I'm like, just give me a number. And like Shoal, they give you the front number. At other places, like when we were down at Stream Song, when we were at, they were giving us a center number. Some of them, they shoot it, and that's another thing. If they're using their rangefinder, it may be different from mine. So I'm like, I usually would say, what's the front, what's the center of the green? And so I'd go based off of that, or what's the front of the green? So I don't know. It was odd. I think he was frustrated more than anything. I think he's finished in like the top 5, like 3 or 4 times already this year. And so I think he was blaming the caddy for kind of not getting him over the hump. So they're still going to remain friends, whatever. He won't ever talk to him again.
Yeah. I think he was just
$3.6 million.
I think he just wanted Bryce's old caddy. I think he just,
the
word got out. He's been playing good. Hey, I want to switch up. I got this new guy. I can probably, I might be able to win with him. So,
and apparently they know each other. I didn't realize this. Bryson's caddy is like one of the main guys at Bandon Dunes out in Oregon. And Kenny Yama's a Northern California guy. He's from Chico, California. They referenced that like 50 times during the broadcast. So I got to learn that. So I guess maybe they knew each other from before, and so maybe that's why it had something to do with it. You're right. I don't like when they, as I told you before we came on, I just don't like when they said, "Oh, he kept misclubbing me." I'm like, well, he's not the one playing, bub. Like that's my take on it. At the end of the day, you're the one's got to hit the shot. So when he gives you a number, says 160, and you're looking at it and you're like, that doesn't look 160, then it's time for you to speak up. Don't wait till the round's over and go, he misclubbed me.
I get it. But he may be I'm just saying, he may be one of those guys where it's like, tell me what you like. I don't want to think. I just want you to tell me what shot to hit, and then I'm just going to hit that shot.
Well, there's a fourth version, because I don't know if you saw any of the programming today. They interviewed on the course during the practice round Webb Simpson and his caddy.
Yeah.
They got this new thing now where they sit down in the clubhouse or sit down at the restaurant before they ever go out in the morning, and they go through the shot book and go shot by shot what they plan on doing, because they're tired of arguing on the course. He said, so we do all of our arguing over breakfast that morning, and then when we get to the course, we basically got everything plotted out, the entire 18 holes.
That's like watching game film. Like that, I love it. A scripted.
I know. When he said it, I was like, why have more players not thought about doing this?
So this is my question. Like, what are the variables? What are the variables here? And
he said a lot of it is tee shots, because he loves to hit his 5-wood, and the caddy wants him hitting his 3-wood a lot of times. He'll have a shorter iron into the green.
Yeah.
On short par 4s. He said, I got tired of arguing about it. So we basically
what do you do though? What do you do when you toe hook one behind a bush? Like how do you decide what to do from there?
They asked him that in the thing. He said, well, and Webb said, oh, that's all on me then. He said, I'm on my own. He said, then anything I ask him, I can't argue with him about, because I've already failed at my job. So what
would your audible sheet look like?
I was going to say, now you're yeah, no shit. Webb Simpson's probably a little bit nicer guy than me, because if I planned it all out, I'd be like, why don't you work this one out? Why didn't you think about me doing this?
Yeah.
What do you think about Kyle airmailing it 50 yards right of the fairway? Because he always does that. So why didn't you think about that?
Yeah. So we marked this out where I'm I'm 300 yards on the sprinkler head, and here I am 240 with a banana slice over here in this ditch. We haven't thought this out. Now I got to punch out to 130. What do I hit there? We haven't even thought. We got to work that. We got to work that into the equation somehow.
Right.
Oh man,
it's fascinating. The caddy player relationship. I wish they'd do more of that. Like on practice rounds, they had him mic'd up, and he was walking through in that practice round just like you would a regular round of golf, talking to him. I like this here. I like this yardage. This is what we discussed this morning. Like I wish they would do more of that. I wish they'd mic them up. And they don't necessarily have to do it on in-game rounds. I still haven't figured out why they don't put the parabola mics out on the course like they do in football, where you can hear everything that's said. It's because the players have said, I don't like wearing microphones. Fine. Put some mics out there. Like, we should be able to, I think this should be more of a thing. I told you, I texted you, I said, I would pay a subscription to see Terrell Hatton fully mic'd up throughout an entire 18 holes.
Terrible.
Take my money.
I would do that. I would do that. All right. So let's wrap it up. Here's a scenario. I just made this one up. Speaking of caddying. Okay.
This means you wasn't listening to me. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I was, but here we go. You have two options. Okay. One, every round of golf you can play with a caddy who carries your clubs. Option two, you carry your clubs. Here's the catch. You got to walk every time you play. You got to carry your clubs. The caddy gives you terrible advice. Every time you play, the caddy's going to give you bad advice, bad reads, bad yardages, but he carries your clubs. I mean, that's a big deal. He's going to carry your clubs, but he's going to give you the wrong yardages, the wrong everything. So you can listen to him or you can tune him out. But no matter what, every shot you hit, he's going to give you bad advice, but he's going to carry your clubs. Or when you play, you can just carry your clubs. What do you pick?
I'll carry my clubs.
There's no way.
I'm carrying my clubs.
Then you've never carried your clubs.
Oh yeah, I have. I'd carry my clubs in a heartbeat. If he's going to do nothing but give me bad advice the entire time,
you don't have to do it.
No, I don't have to,
and it'll be friendly. Like, it's not like you can be like, no, I'm going to hit it this way. And he's like, cool, bro.
It's like I get a pothead to carry my clubs. That's what I get. I get like the guy from
like he could be like, I really think you should hit 7 here. But for whatever reason, you're like, let me get my 8. And he's like, all right, bro. But he's going to he's going to give you the wrong advice beforehand.
You just said wrong advice. He's already given me wrong yardages. Like, I'm like, how far is it here? It's 150. It's not. It's like 165.
Yeah, but I mean,
I got to figure. Yeah, that's too much mental gymnastics. I'm not doing that.
You got no club. You don't have to carry your clubs, though.
I give me a few rounds under my belt. I'll be fine after that.
I'm taking him because I'm going to laugh at how bad the advice is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be looking forward to, like, okay, how bad, because he's serious. Like, he's so serious when he gives you the bad advice. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's 100% thinks he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Not going to fight you. He's not going to fight you.
You don't think that would wear on you after a while? Because you said this is like the foreseeable future. You don't think that would just get on your
think it'd be
nerves?
so funny. I think it'd be hilarious.
I think it'd be hilarious like the first 3 rounds you played.
But you're not carrying your club.
I think you'd be totally over it.
It is so much fun to walk a golf course without carrying your clubs. I don't know why.
I do agree with that.
I don't know why. There's something about walking a golf course, but you don't have the physical task of walking and carrying your clubs. You're just like walking, and like there's no care in the world, because when you get to your ball, you're going to have your clubs right there. Like, you just walk, you just hit it, drop your club, whatever, hand it to the guy, and then walk. It's just it's fast. It's unbelievable. If I got that experience for every single round of golf that I ever played, that'd be fantastic. I don't care what the guy says. I don't care. I have no care.
I will ask you this, because Auburn just got done playing in their home course event at the lake at RTJ, won it, and individual winner. Auburn University did. But I've noticed when they show highlights, some guys use push carts and some guys don't. Why would you carry your bags to exert you on a course like that? Why would you not use a push cart?
Bro, you need to know the answer to that they will brag on you if you.
Yeah, but there's some guys that do. There's some guys that, there's
some guys just don't care. They're like, I'm just going to take it. But
yeah, that's the thing. I think by the time I got to 16 or 17 and that guy's huffing and puffing, I'm like, yeah, if you had a push cart, you'd be doing all that.
Yeah, it's big time frowned upon. So is shopping at Dick's apparently for those guys. They'll make fun of you if you go to Dick's. So.
Yeah, you're right. They're not big on that. I will say I did tell a buddy of mine. I was looking at. I've noticed that some of these courses that are like walking courses locally. I think the gift of Christmas was those robotic, electronic push carts where they just hold the thing in their pocket and the thing like follows them around or whatever. Somebody made a killing this past Christmas day because they're all over the courses.
All over the place.
Yes. That was the gift of the 50-plus-year-old this past Christmas. Had to have been.
When we were at Atlanta Athletic Club, I'll say this real quick and we'll get off. When we were at Atlanta Athletic Club, the guy that took us, the member, he was telling us a story about a guy who had just gotten one of those, and he got to a green that had like water in front of it, and the thing rolled up on the green, but the way he stopped, the wheels were turned towards the water, but it wasn't going in the water. You know what I mean? Like he just like it circled around and stopped, but the wheels were turned like towards the water. So then when he went to walk off, it started to go forward, but its wheels were turned. So it just turned and went straight down in the water. It's like $5,000 just right in the
wow.
Brand new. But those guys don't care.
They got it. He just go get another one. But still, that makes for a trash day.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a day ruiner right there.
Rounder, and it's early in the course too. It's like number 6, I think. So,
and he had to tote his clubs the rest of the way too. Probably
had to fish them out, and then yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, that's an awful day. That's awful. That's an awful day because too, if that happens to you while you and I are playing together, that follows you for at least another year. I'm not letting you.
Hey, remember that time your gloves went?
Hey, remember this hole? Gloves from 6 August.
It's your favorite hole.
How's that $5,000 you spent on that little cart that follows you around decided to go swimming?
I bet you didn't get that warranty, did you? Nope. I sure didn't get that warranty. Oh, that's fantastic. Man. All right. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll be back in a couple of days. Just check us out. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk soon. It's episode 2.
Enjoy the players.
Enjoy the players. Greatest tournament of the season, minus the Masters. So
yes.
Have fun with it. Watch the first couple of rounds, and we'll talk about it. So happy Wednesday. Talk again soon. It's episode 270 of the Dadbod Golf Pod, and we're always strong.